Now we're going to explain a little bit about the route book. This is for La Carrera Panamericana, but they're exactly the same for Chihuahua. It's important that the co-pilot have pens of all kinds of sorts and colors. And this would show that it starts today in Querétaro, and it shows how it goes, the road, and here's the times and everything. Then you will start right here. This will tell you the length of the transit, and because this is just a transit, this is where you start at the arch. And here you will have the starting arch at the auditorium to the right, so it tells you exactly. And then if you just read this and follow it, bump to the right on the central lane to Mexico, traffic lights straight ahead too. And you just follow this and follow the road. It's not that difficult. And you will also have the signs that tells you if it's to the left or to the right, and if it's a gas station. These are the kilometers starting from 0 and going down. And this is starting from the end, because remember, the transit is 41260, and that's what you have here, and it goes down to 0. This is a little bit more complicated because it's accumulate this time. So forget about this, you won't have time to see that. So then you do your transit, and you follow until you get to a speed stage. It's always good to have a little clip so you know exactly. It happens many times that people are on the wrong side. I always do that. I cut out the pages and put it in a binder, because it's not really fair that all the Spanish are on the right side and you're here in the English version, so it's a little bit easier. Also, always check when you get your route book that all pages are correct. It had happened more than once that you were missing a page, and that's no fun when you're sitting there and going, I don't have the notes, no? The fastest cars always do their own notes. They go out like a week or 2 weeks before and run the whole race, but that's very costly and kind of difficult too. I've done it with Steve Blomqvist and Harry and many, but it takes a lot of time to do it too. So the book is usually very correct, and it's a good thing to just follow that one. So here we have an A. Remember we talked about the A here, and that's where you're going to start. So it's a control, and it says helmet, so you put the helmet on before you go into A, and it's the start of a special stage. And then so when you sit there and you're going to start, you always look left. Okay, it's a left, I see that it turns to the left, so you know that you're on the right page. Then you just read left 0. 0 is the easiest one, and it goes up sometimes to 4. So you just read left 3 with the right 0. No, left 0 with the right 0. It's hardly no turns. And then I always, if you come closer here, there's always a kilometer post on the side of the road. So I always put that in green. So if I get lost, hopefully not after one turn, but if I get lost, I can always see that post and know that I'm on the right spot. Or if you lost, you can say, okay, I'm lost. It's better to say that than pretend, because that could be dangerous. So you say to the pilot, I'm lost, and he just have to drive with his eyes. And then you you look for the post, and you see, okay, now there is 75, I'm 76. I'm okay, I can start again, and then I'm in. So don't pretend if you don't know. And then you just go on and read all the turns, and some turns are very close, or like here's a right 2 with the left too long, then the pilot has to put the car in the right position for that. And just follow up, and here's with a dip. So what happens is when you come here, it will be the same here. So this one is the same. So always think about that so you don't read it twice. Then when I come to something like a right 3, which is a sharp turn, I always put it in orange just so you don't miss it. No? So you check all this. It could also be road sign, mi ranchito. Is also good to have in green, and check if you see that, because you're gonna get lost. That happens to everybody, and if you're not professional, so have all these to help you. And then you just read the turns all the way, and remember this will be the same here. And here you come to a right 1 short with the left 3. So that's a little orange to keep it a little bit. When it also say right 2 with a cliff, then you know it's a drop off. You want to be a little careful about that. If you want to go off, you don't want to go off over a cliff. So keep an eye on that. Sometimes it's a 4 also, so it's better to take it a little bit easy. And you just keep on reading. This is so you have the turns here, you have this here, and then you will come to the B control. And that's where you don't stop, you pass it, but as soon as you passed it, you slow down. You come to the B, you know, remember the B is the same here. And then after that you get to a C, and this is alto, that's where you stop and hand in your card. And then you drive, this is a very short transit, it goes like this, and then you come to a C, and you have to stop there too. And then there's a new speed stage. So this is an old book, and they use CH and P and CH now, but it used to be a Z, but it's not anymore. So then you start again. This is Mil Cumbres, and it's very short in between, but it could be a long speed stage, or it could be short. It depends on. So once if it's this short, you don't even take the helmet off. If it's a long one, you stop, take your helmet off, and relax a little bit, drink a little water, and then continue on. So I think this, if you want me, I can send you some pages, and you can look. I can copy some pages for you, so you will see. And it's actually really, really fun. When it works between the co-pilot and the pilot, and you're like dancing, and they say that the co-pilot sings. So, and when you get to the end, and you just feel like you're really a team, that's when it feels good, and you haven't missed anything. And the good pilots, they don't even look at the road; they listen, and they just do whatever you say. So be careful, and look and read and prepare the day before to put it. You don't do this like 2 minutes. You do that the night before. You fill in this and to have it all prepared, so you see if it's something strange or something you don't understand. I remember once it said, I can't remember what it was, but it was something strange. But it was something that they wrote wrong in the book. Translated to English, and no one knew what it was, but no one asked. But just ask if it's something. So this goes on all day, and you just follow the whole book, and don't lose the book, because the book is like a souvenir for a lot of people, so don't just leave it anywhere, because somebody might steal it. And without this, now it's easier because you can print it on the internet. So it's easier. Before you had the book and you couldn't buy another one. Now you can even buy one if you lose it. But be careful and have it all with you all the time. That's why some people take it out and have in a binder. So this is for the co-pilot. You have the time cards, you have your watch and your pens, and you also have the money to pay for the quotas, the toll roads. So the co-pilot really is in charge of a lot of things, and the driver drives. So that's a little bit of information. And we're now gonna go and look at the car and see the safety features and everything so you get used to it. I hope this will